welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Thea. We're gonna do some May Pilates today. So May kind of feels like a long time ago because it's already June, but I've been trying to post a Pilates video for each month of the year, and at the end of the year we're gonna come back and do all the months back together. So I wanted to do a 20-minute sort of Pilates workout with you guys today. So let's bring those legs out nice and long in front of us. And what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you reach it forward. We're gonna take our left hand towards that right foot, open up that hand, try to look behind you, bring that hand back, sit it on up. And we're gonna do that other side, reach with that right hand to that left foot, open it up, bring that hand back, come on up, beautiful. So reach it forward, open it back, beautiful, coming back up, open it up, nice. So you're enjoying that May. I feel like there's so much that happens in May. We've got Mother's Day, we've got graduation, there's just so many things that happen in May. It's sort of like always that really busy month, you know what I mean? Let's open it up, ooh, and lean it back. Beautiful, other side. Ooh. Smacking the wall. All right, coming back up. All right, reach it forward. Open it up. Nice. Ooh. Just being nice and gentle here. Maybe this is your first workout of the day. Let's do one more time round. So each side once more. Beautiful. Try to keep that back real flat. That chest real lifted. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna place those hands back behind us. I want you to lift your chest, maybe dramatically flip your hair. And we're gonna lift a straight leg up and lift a straight leg up. Now if that's feeling like, oh my gosh, Thea, my hip flexors, bend a knee for me here. This is an awesome place to be, okay? So lift it up. I feel like part of getting into exercise is learning how to do those modifications for yourself that feel good. So you can go to any class, you can take any workout video and know, okay, I know my own limitations and I know how to modify when I need to. And learning to listen to your body of like, okay, put your ego aside and maybe you don't have to do that full plank. Maybe you drop to your knees and that's totally cool. That's totally okay. Beautiful. So chest lifted. So I want you to carry that with you. You know, May, kind of the end of the season, the ending of school and stuff. Beautiful. I actually took like 4 classes during May because I did a bunch of intercession stuff for school. So if you don't know, I'm going back to community college. I do have a degree that I'm not using. I have a master's that just isn't in a field that I'm interested in doing. It's in public management, and I did a couple jobs with the city, with the government. It really wasn't what I was expecting it to be, and I kind of went into the job market right when Trump took office, and he cut a lot of jobs in like FEMA and things where I was interested in working. So I just kind of reevaluated what I wanted to do. So I ended up working for a nonprofit for a number of years. I didn't really like that. It wasn't really my expertise or my specialty. It was sort of like they needed someone, so I filled that position, and I became a personal trainer. And I love personal training, but I'm just a little more hungry for knowledge. And I want to help more people than just, you know, my individual clients that I see. So I love making YouTube videos for you guys and all of that good stuff. All right, beautiful. So let's come on up. Let's shake out those wrists. Maybe that hurt your wrists a little bit here. We're gonna bring those legs out nice and long. We're gonna do kind of an intense bridge series. I feel like we have like renewing in May, like getting ready for that summer. So let's bring those arms up. I want you to pull that ankle in. Let's see, curve that spine. Let's come back, and then let's sit it back up. So with each one, let's see if we can get just a little bit deeper. Ooh. So yes, I'm going back to school to get a degree in chemistry, which seems sort of random, but I'm really interested in how the body works and kind of learning that hard science I avoided the first time I was in school, because I think being a little blonde, people could seem that I'm dumb, which I guess fair, you know, there's these stereotypes on blondes, but the reason that I'm interested in health and in fitness and in all this stuff is sort of, I want to understand the science, you know, I want to help people, and I think the best way to help people is to learn that science, to try to keep that chest lifted, try to C-curve that spine. So in May, I took a nutrition course, and it was fascinating. It was really eye-opening. I took a nutrition overview as becoming a personal trainer. There are nutritional questions, but you can't offer nutrition advice unless you're a certified dietitian. And to do that, you just take the test, and it's a whole degree. And so they steer away personal trainers from offering diet advice. So you see trainers getting sued sometimes because they offer meal plans and things like that. You can't actually write a client a meal plan without being a registered dietitian. You can make, what I do is I make meal recommendations that you can or cannot follow. I'm not telling you what to do. I also recommend you speak to your doctor, speak to your nutritionalist. Secret, that's fine. Let's see if you can get just a little bit lower. If you can get a little bit farther back. Ooh, let's lift it up. Beautiful, beautiful. Secret, that's fine. Let's come back up. Oh my, oh my. All right, let's come all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Let's reach those arms up overhead, let that belly raise towards the ceiling. Take a big deep breath. Gorgeous. All right, we're gonna bring those feet right next to you here, and we're gonna loosen it up a little. So I want you to get all that tension out of your lower back. So open up your legs nice and wide. Let your knees fall to one side. Bring it back up. Let your knees fall to one side. Beautiful. Nice. So yeah, that nutrition class I took. So you take a nutritional class as a personal trainer, and you learn, about the macros. So your macros are your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fat. They're the micromolecules. They kind of make up most of the things that we need. Your body creates a lot of stuff that it needs to survive, but we need to eat. So the food that we eat needs to contain these macronutrients that kind of keep our body going. They give our body what they need. We need carbohydrates for essentially everything. We are carbon beings. We need that carbon. That's where carbohydrate comes from, is from carbon. Fats are different types of lipids. Every single one of the cells in our body is hydrophilic, meaning it's just a membrane of the cell that is afraid of water. So they need to be lined with those lipids, because lipids are not water soluble. So each one of our cells needs lipids to line it. So there's a lot of fat in our body that we really, really need. We have subcutaneous fat and visceral fat. And we need certain amounts of subcutaneous fat, but there's certain types of visceral fat that comes on our belly, or like our belly, that we don't really want, that we're trying to exercise off here. Okay, so feet come together. You're gonna bring those hands down by your side. We're gonna tuck that pelvic floor, so that lower back is gonna push into the mat, that booty's gonna slightly lift. We're gonna come back to that neutral spine. So tuck that pelvic floor, and then come back to that neutral spine. So your lower back's gonna start to lift off the mat, kind of. So your lower back's gonna start to lift off the mat a little bit, and then you're gonna press that lower back into the mat as that lower booty starts to lift off the mat. So we're not quite coming into a bridge yet. Mistakes I see here is people just doing a bridge, and we're not actually doing a bridge. We're taking our pelvis and we're tucking it back and forth. And the more you do this, the more you'll be able to really feel it, really control it. One of the beneficial things about doing this little exercise every day, it is sort of like physical therapy here. It is really great for those lower back muscles. So if we sit a lot, if we have a lot of strain from sitting, we have a lot of lower back pain, this is a great way to sort of relieve that. Another thing that it's also going to do is going to help us make sure that all those muscles in here are firing up. Sort of that muscle that you have you heard of Kegling? So you're going to hold it in, like you're holding in your pee, or you're clenching your butt, you're kind of clenching everything down there, and then letting it all go. So that motion is going to help us hold in our urine so that we don't have, we don't accidentally laugh too hard and pee our pants, which has happened to all of us, especially women who've given birth or things like that. It's harder to sort of control some of those muscles. So this little move, doing this 20 times a day, it will literally change your life, I promise you. Beautiful. Let's do a couple more here. Beautiful. All right, you're going to take your hands by your side, and I want you to peel your shoulder blades apart so that you're kind of opening up your chest, if that makes sense. So you're opening up those collarbones, you're spreading them out nice and wide. You're kind of pulling your shoulder blades back behind you, and you're making sure there's no tension in your head and neck, right? It's resting here on your shoulders, not putting strain anywhere. You're going to press your triceps into the mat, and you're going to press your hands into the mat. Let's try walking those feet as close to your booty as possible. If you're super flexible and they're like touching, maybe walk them out a little bit. But if they're super out here, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging. So I want you to bring them in to a nice position where it feels like your knees feel all right, everything feels good here. And we're gonna start with that tuck, right? So we're taking that pelvis, we're tucking it up, and then we're gonna peel one vertebrae at a time, like we're gently taking a sticker off of something, and then we're gently gonna flatten that sticker back down. Beautiful. So we're gonna do a ton of these, and I really want you to start to feel your spine as you do them. So really trying to articulate each spine as it lifts, each little vertebrae as it lifts up off the mat. Down here we have our lumbar vertebrae, which is our thickest, most dense part of our spine. It holds most of the weight of our spine, and we put a lot of stress on it. So let's see if we can stretch it out all the way up to your thoracic vertebrae. So your thoracic vertebrae start where your ribs start. They have an extra little condyle that articulates with each one of your ribs. So we're trying to get in there so we start to almost feel where they are. You have 5 lumbar vertebrae and you have 12 thoracic vertebrae, and then up here you have 7 cervical vertebrae, just in case you wanted to know. See, I'm obsessed with knowledge. Here we are. So going back to talking about nutrition. So you have your carbohydrates, the carbon, that's mostly what we need to eat. We have our lipids, which we need a little bit of. Way too much of it can be a bad thing, obviously. You have your liver creates bile that digests that because it's not water soluble, so it doesn't just go through our system like everything else. And then we have our proteins, which have a nitrogen attached to them that we definitely need. There are over 20 different types of amino acids. So proteins are made up of amino acids, and you can just mute me and just do bridges if you don't want to listen to me tell you about nutrition here. But so proteins are these amino acids, and there's 6 essential amino acids that we found human beings really need. There's a couple amino acids that have been associated with cancer. So some of the amino acids within red steak, for example, too many of those have been leading are carcinogenic, and they lead to the clogging of arteries and things like that. So this argument that you need protein that's animal-based is not completely true. We have not studied it enough, and nutrition is such an evolving thing because it's really only studied on white European men, and most people aren't white European men. So like BMI is based on white European men. So when women, for example, their nutrition might be vastly different. Something we really looked at is pregnant women, or women who are lactating. So there's a lot of research about what pregnant women need. So pregnant women need more iron and things like that. So you have those macronutrients, and then you have your micronutrients, which are things like iron. So there's all these different minerals and elements and things that you need that are micro, and you don't need as much of them, for example. But you do still need them. Like one of the ones I learned taking this class in May was, I'm not getting enough zinc. Something I never thought about because I eat a lot of vegetables, I eat a lot of whole foods, I eat a lot of, I'm vegan. If you guys know, I have a free week-long vegan guide up on my blog. But so I'm not getting enough zinc. I usually almost make it to iron if I pay attention to it. And I thought that I wasn't getting enough calcium, but soy milk and tofu are also certified. Soy milk and tofu are also fortified with calcium. So a lot of our foods we eat are fortified with things that we need. And they do that to make sure that people get the nutrients they need. But our grain-based diet, our grain-based diet isn't really the best for us, as we know, as we start to get larger as a species. So we're getting better at putting on fat. All right, how are we feeling? Let's take a little bit of break from those. Let's open up those legs. I'm sure you're super tired hearing about nutrition. So let's bring those knees back and forth. Inhale, exhale here. Nice. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna get a little bit crazy. Are you ready for it? So I want you to open up your feet just a little bit wider than your knees here. And I want you to think about a pole being between your knees, keeping them exactly the distance that they are right now. So there's a pole that's just holding them there. So they're not gonna knock in, they're not gonna knock out, they're gonna stay right where that imaginary pole is, pressing those hands into the mat. Let's lift those hips up towards the ceiling. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift one heel, bring that heel down, lift that other heel. So we're keeping that imaginary pipe there that's separating our legs. I'm just shedding everywhere today. I don't know what's going on. Oh my. So lifting up a heel, I forgot what we're doing. Lifting up a heel, coming back to our breath, breathing through it. So if you're interested in more nutrition stuff, I was thinking about putting out a little nutrition guide for laymen, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that we're taught about nutrition feels like common sense. But the thing that they really focus on nutrition, they started it with, you have to understand that food people eat is cultural, social, emotional, and that telling someone to eat something or not eat something could be kind of toxic. You kind of have to watch what you say, because there's so much wrapped into food. Like my grandma used to make that, it has to be good for me, or things like that, where why would we take away something that's culturally so important? Because I do think that there's an emotional and mental component to health that is really important. And food makes you feel good, and food is fun to share, and food is fun to connect with. And we shouldn't take that away within our study of nutrition, but we can be smarter about the choices we make overall while still allowing for things like grandma's cookies, right? So it was interesting that nutrition kind of started with that. And the next thing it went into was food literacy. So lift those heels, don't let them sink, I'm so sorry. Food literacy, of like, where did the study come from? Most of the food studies that we have are funded by corporations trying to sell you something. So a lot of the research we have, there's like, let's peel it all down. Beautiful. We're gonna cross our right leg over, squeeze those palms into the mat. And we're gonna do a one leg lift. Ooh, so trying to lift that booty off the mat. Gorgeous. So there was this thing that if you eat tofu, you know, you're gonna have too much estrogen and people should avoid estrogen. And they've actually really debunked that. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. So press those hips up, really lift. Beautiful. So all of these things are gonna help you with your lower back. It's supposed to help you with digestion. That was part of my goal today. I'm gonna just go through digestion, feeling really good in your body. Gorgeous. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna have you take both knees and I want you to hug them in nice and tight. We're gonna rock side to side. Big inhale, big exhale. Let's roll out those ankles. Let it all go, let it all go. Beautiful. Kind of resetting that lower back just a little bit. We're gonna take those hands behind those thighs. Let's kick those feet overhead. Let's roll like a ball. Roll it out. Beautiful. Ooh, all right, we're gonna sit it on up nice and tall. And what I'm having you do is lift your chest, look up. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, let's lift it up. Exhale, round it out. Beautiful. All right, bring those legs out nice and wide. We're gonna take that left hand. We're gonna reach that right arm back. I want you to sit it up really tall. We're gonna twist it. Twist it. Try to look, 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 look. Big inhale. Exhale, can you look up a little farther? Beautiful. We're going to do that other side, right hand on that left leg. Bring that other arm back. Big inhale. Exhale, look, look, look. Sit it up a little taller. Gorgeous. All right, we're going to do ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, chin to chest. Oh, a couple more of these. Nice. All right, I want you to look all the way down. Take those hands on the back of your head. Let's gently pull here. Let's take a big inhale. Big exhale. Try to lift your shoulders. Gorgeous. All right, hands on top of those thighs. Big inhale. Let's look up as high as we can. Exhale. Try to let that head fall back. Open up through that throat. Oh, gorgeous job. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this May Pilates series. I'm trying to film and put out more videos for you guys and be better about editing them. I feel like everyone on YouTube, all the other creators I've been talking to have felt a little, not lazy, but it's definitely like, ooh, a lot of effort to put out content out there. So thank you guys so much for joining me and watching my content. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends if you can. And please leave me a comment down below what kind of workouts you are looking for, anything like that. Thank you.